I'm back. So today I just want to talk about and kind of discuss like if you have a smaller role in plays and what you can do to make that role a better role and not just like, oh, like I don't have a big part, so therefore I don't really have to invest in this character. But the thing is, like, I feel personally you should always invest in your character no matter what, because like you never know who's gonna be watching. And even though you might not be speaking the entire scene or something, and you're just on there to be on there, you can still do something. Like, for example, I did the Count of Monte Cristo my freshman year, and and I was Haiti, which isn't that big of a role. Like, we cut the play down to where she wasn't a big role, but still, out of like my entire one act play crew, I got honorable all-star mention, and there was only two of us that got it. It was me and the lead actor, Monte Cristo. So there's that. And I think like the main thing I did was, I'm a method actor, so I put myself in the character's shoes, and I think what would happen from the point that they were born to all the information we were given in the play about them to what's going on right now, or like whatever like that. I think about every single possibility that that character might have gone through or might have, or just anything. So like, for instance, Haiti, she is, I'm not gonna say an Asian princess, but like she's somewhere foreign, and her dad used to be the king of like this small island, and then someone, I forgot his name, it was like Gerard, I don't know, but someone comes over and kills the king and sells his wife and his kid, which is Haiti, and Monte Cristo finds out, and so he buys Haiti out of slavery, and there he kind of like has her as his mistress, like his pretty thing, that's on his arm. And she's not that important to the play, but I made her important. So, I had her to where, she's been through a lot. She's been sold into slavery since she was small, and she's probably been living like that all her life. But I feel like she was sold into slavery with her mom, like they were a package deal. And so, like, she was always taught, no matter what happens, you are still a princess, and you are still loved, and don't let what anybody else says to you or does to you get to you, because you are a princess. And so she grew up kind of with that dignity of like, I'm a princess, and this master may beat me and he may make me work in the cotton fields or something like that, but I'm still a princess. And so she kind of held on to that, and as she grew older, she's, I'm guessing, maybe 18 whenever Monte Cristo finds her, and so she's kind of been, raised to still be a princess, and especially when Monte Cristo gets her and rescues her from wherever she was. He's super rich. He has everything, and so he's kind of helped her along the journey. Like, he showered her in riches and pretty dresses and nice things, and so it just helped to the fact where she's like, but she's very humble about it. So she's like, I know I'm a princess, but I'm not gonna like talk out and like say I'm all this and whatnot. She's, she sits in the back quietly. She knows her place, and that's who she is. Like, she's born into that. And when Monte Cristo comes into play, that helped shape her even more into what she's supposed to be, rather than what she was forced to be because of that, that mean guy. And so like right now, like from my previous video, I have like some maid parts and everything, and you know the show can go completely without the maids. Like they're not necessary to the plot, but you know, like I did with Haiti, I make them necessary, and like I make my maid necessary. And so like I was thinking the other day while we were acting, there's the part where we come in, like all three of the maids, we all come in and then we curtsy, and then we all say like Mademoiselle is here, Mademoiselle is waiting, Mademoiselle is ready, and then so we just kind of stand there for a while like other dialect is going on, and I feel like during that role we can be reacting to what they're saying. So like the dad is saying how like this is my only daughter and I need her to get better, and we're like, oh yeah, that is like that's his only daughter, like she really needs to get better. And then you know the doctor of the play, he's like, oh yeah, I will do everything in my power to help her. And I feel like while he's saying that, we're gonna be like, oh, that's so sweet, like he's gonna help, we have hope, like there's hope here. And like I just feel like for the maids in general, so this is in a time period where not a lot of people have a lot. Like the rich are rich and the poor are poor. There's no changing that at all. And so these maids probably were born poor, or at least born into being maids. So these girls are desperate to be here. Like they're at their master's feet, kissing their shoes and like worshiping the ground that they walk on. And so they're very, very perky and on top of their game. So whenever they curtsy is a deep curtsy that they're showing their utmost respect, and whenever they come up from the curtsy, they're at attention, they're standing tall, not too proud, they're standing tall, ready to get orders, listening to their cues whenever they have to do stuff, because I don't think that, you know, whenever people had maids, that it's portrayed that they're like, hey maid, come help me with this. They're just like, they hold out their hand, and the maids are expected to come up and like kiss their hand and polish and whatever. So I feel like the maids are always listening, waiting to see if they need them at a certain moment or something that's not implied. And I just feel like, you know, they're always listening, they're always there, but they're silent. And they're not speaking, of course, unless they're spoken to, or unless it's dire. And, you know, just everything like that. Like, you can apply that to any role you have. Like, whether it's, you know, person number 3, or it's a main character. Like, I feel like, for me, method acting is the best acting there is. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with method acting. Putting yourself into that character's shoes, what they've gone through, what they've been, what they want to do, like everything like that, what's their goal. And I know this is like a typical thing that theater teachers make you do, like they make you fill out a paper that it's like, who is your character? Like, what do they want to do in their life? Like, what are their goals? But I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. You really have to think about your character, and you can't just act like yourself on stage. I mean, if the character calls for it, you can, but for the most part, you have to find a way to know your character and to express that character on stage or on set or on scene or wherever you're at, because I mean, that's not acting if you're not. If you're just being yourself and saying lines, then that's not acting. So that is my almost 10-minute video on how to handle small roles. And yeah, hope you enjoyed.